Hi there, Dr. Vicki Lemper here with the Shift Happens channel. Okay, we've got a specific person success story, and it's really interesting because this woman was pursuing her specific person, but had assumptions that didn't align with her desires. So we're going to find out how she worked through that, and I helped her work through that. But before we do, always like, comment, and subscribe, because that's how we build our community. And I always learn from you just as much as you learn from me. And so I love the way we encourage one another, and I've been getting some really great emails lately. So keep up the comments and the subscriptions. I love it. All right, so let's get into this. And of course, I have my notes. And so I wanted to put the notes down because this is a really cool story, because we all, the three big things: love, wealth, and health, right? Well, this is about your SP, the specific person. This woman was working with this man and had an interest in him, but she was building on all these assumptions, these negative beliefs of, oh, we're just friends. I'm always the one that pursues him. He doesn't really like me. And just building on these stories, right? And they were talking and that sort of thing. But then they hit a wall, and her storyline was really revving up and gaining that momentum in a negative way, right? And so then there was no contact for like 6 months. So we talked through this for a few sessions, and we talked about assumptions, okay? Assumptions are facts. They are the reality. You are the storyteller, right? You're the director, the storyteller, the actor, you're every piece of it. And whoever you decide you want to be, that script will automatically unfold. That's the source, doing the how, when, and where, right? So she was choosing a story, a movie that was aligning with absence of her desire, right? And so what do you feel when you have absence of desire, when you're not aligned, that you feel like your desires are outside yourself? Negative emotion. And she was just gaining all this momentum. She was looking at the 3D going, see, there. It's all proof supporting my absence of my SP. Okay, so she went along and we started discovering how those beliefs were really impacting. And just remember, here's something that we really kind of went with for a bit. Beliefs, they are changing, right? You have to go beyond the belief and go to the assumption and the conviction that it is done, that you are source. Source works through you as you. I will always say that. But again, we often get reactive on that 3D and go, oh, see, he called me, but really he's just my friend, and he just wanted to call me because he wants something to do with work. You're creating these stories against your desire of wanting a romantic relationship. So I said, hey, why not just take a 48-hour challenge, right? And you want to stay to the end to find out how this 48-hour challenge worked for her. And so we went back to her assumption of she only saw him as friends, that she was always pursuing him, and that just kept going. But her desire was that she wanted to be pursued, and that they were in a romantic, committed relationship. So she was battling, right? So she kept saying, it's not showing up. You're simply... And I just said, your assumptions and your beliefs are not aligned with that desired reality that you desire, right? And she kept saying, he just sees me as friends. I'm looking at my notes, and he could see, she just couldn't see any other way. And so we just kind of went through a meditative state. I said, just drop all the feelings and just go into your awareness. And who are you? Who is the awareness? And then we decided, okay, you are going to align with your desire, because again, desires come from source. They're not wrong, right? And because I think there was some limiting beliefs as far as like, maybe I shouldn't pursue someone at work, or, he's just using me as a work coworker to get ahead or something. I mean, she was really building up those stories. Then she thought about, I said, okay, well, you want to go into, the 3D and the evidence of experience and everything like that. Let's do that. Let's pursue it. So we started analyzing and looking at her past experiences with this gentleman. And all of a sudden she's like, you know what? I am remembering it wrong. Now, that was a powerful moment, because when you remember something, do you see it? You don't see it out here, you see it in here. And what is that? Your imagination. So she decided, oh my gosh, you know what? There are still infinite possibilities within your imagination. So when you think about the past, that's an imaginal act. You're remembering. And then she's like, oh, I didn't pick up on this and this and this. And she started putting things together, and like, I was perceiving everything in a negative manner because of my fear of rejection, right? And that's a lot of times, especially with SPs, it's a fear of rejection. I mean, that's a powerful thing, right? And so we have to just kind of, the minute you acknowledge it and see it, it goes away. Because all of a sudden you're like, I'm afraid of rejection. I'm going to switch my conviction over to I am desirable. I am chaste. I am that person that has the SP. I can have and be and do anything I desire. And again, it's always going back. Okay, desires come from source. Source is pure. It's for you. And so then we started talking about, okay, so we're looking at the 3D. All right, we'll inspect it and we'll remember the past, and we'll kind of project on the future just a little bit. We'll go in there a little bit. And so then we started thinking, it's just invisible. But I said, yeah, it might be invisible, but remember, all possibilities are always available right here, right now. So we were looking at past and present, and I said, let's collapse it. And I said, infinite. Think about that. There's infinite possibilities, parallel realities. And it's just a shift. A little frame. We're going to shift realities. We're going to shift. You're going to shift your perspective. You're going to shift your assumptions. All right? You're going to be able to change the past, present, and the future just by thinking right here, right now. And I am going to pursue this with conviction that I am that person that is in a romantic relationship with this SP, and he is pursuing me at all times. She started looking and feeling it. Now, I'm gonna, Neville Goddard, this is really cool. He said, when I speak of feeling, I do not mean emotion, but the acceptance of the fact that the desire is fulfilled. I'm gonna say that again, Neville Goddard. When I speak of feeling, I do not mean emotion, but the acceptance of the fact that the desire is fulfilled. Let's talk about that. The acceptance of the fact that the desire is fulfilled. So let's go back to something simple. I know I could be driving down the street and see a gas station and think, man, I'm hungry. I'm hungry for a Snickers. I know I can pull in there, grab that pay for the Snickers and walk away and be satisfied with the Snickers. It could be as simple as that, or as big as like an SP. And I don't even want to say big, because every assumption is available the minute you say, I am blah, blah. I am in a committed, loving relationship with SP. I am in a committed, loving relationship with money. I am in I am being pursued by my SP always. Those assumptions, when you make it that simple and say, yes, I am going to be that person. And within 48 hours, if you look at everything in the world as I am with conviction, there's going to be shifts. And we say shifts because, again, quantum leaps are minuscule. They're just tiny little shifts. I feel good. That feels good. And constantly going for the feeling of it. But let's go back to the feeling of fulfillment. So when I bought that Snickers, I was neutral. It wasn't like, wow, I just was into the gas station and got that Snickers. This is earth shattering. I gotta call my mom, right? That's not it at all. You just go in there, you buy it because you know. Conviction is the knowing. Conviction is the faith, which is knowing that you can go in there and get that Snickers. You can go and get that SP without trying to pursue, without trying to manipulate or do all these things. You just be. And then you remember the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end, the messy middle, we start to get all invested in, and that's where our stories come from. The minute you say, I am that person, that script will adjust right for that movie and play itself out. Let it play itself out. That's source taking care of that messy middle of the how, when, and where. It's a practice. Try for 48 hours. Let me know how that works for you. And just decide with conviction, you are that person. All right? And, okay, here it is. You guessed it. 6 months of no contact. She did this for 48 hours. She got a text. And then I just heard from her again, and she's like, nah, you guessed it. They're in a loving, committed relationship because she let go of the old man, as Neville Goddard says, let go of the old man and assume the new self. And she did, and they're flourishing. So isn't that awesome? That can be you. Let me know how that 48-hour challenge goes for you. And every minute of every moment, you are assuming with conviction that you are that new self. Have fun with it. All right, till next time, remember, subscribe, like, comment. Let me know how your 48-hour challenge works for you. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.